Hi, good afternoon everyone. So welcome to the question and answer session organized by Soapy Twist on Milton Pour Soap basis. So I myself is Sahil Jain and I would be taking these questions we already have from you through Instagram, and I will be covering both these questions in Hindi and English. So I'll start with the questions first, and after that if any questions will come over here, I'll try to answer them as well. So to start with, the first question comes from Pallavi. So the question is, if the base is melted and used once, can the leftover base be melted again? So yes, Pallavi, the leftover base can be melted again. All you can do is you can add a bit of water to it to compensate the evaporation which has happened during the first melting. So you can add around 2 to 3% water. Suppose आपने remelting base, जो remelted base है, जो आपका base आपने melt किया पहले और उसके बाद वो आपका तकरीबन 100 ग्राम के आसपास बच गया उसमें से, तो आप उसमें 2 से 3 ग्राम पानी डाल के you can melt it again. So 2 to 3% water you should add in the remelting stages. So second question is from Dr. Rathi Anusha. So can we add milk in melt and pour base? Yes, you can add milk in melt and pour bases. Milk can be added in two forms. First is you can either add the milk powder, which is more recommended, and second is you can add direct milk as well if you want. And but for direct milk, I would advise you to first boil the milk, and then once the boiled milk is boiled, then you can add the same into the base. So third question is from Dayana Sarvanan. So ways to market melt and pour soaps. So Dayana, we have already posted one video on YouTube regarding the same. I think you can go through our YouTube channel on Soapy Twist on YouTube, and you can find that there is a particular video which describes on the ways to market the melt and pour soap. So you can have a look over there. I will not be taking up this question. So now again, your second question is that can we add raw vegetable puree? If added, what will be the shelf life of that? So yes, you can add vegetable puree, but yes, not much, should be around 2 to 3%, not much of the base. And vegetable puree should also be first heated and then added into the base, so that all the bacteria or anything if is present in there, they generally becomes deactivates at higher temperature. So yes, you should heat the puree first and then you can add the same in the base. Shelf life, it's a debatable thing. I don't know, maybe like depends on how much puree you are adding and what kind of puree you are adding and how you are keeping the soaps. So it does vary from 3 months to 1 year after addition of vegetable puree. So next question is from Hand Medium. So soap becomes soft at times. How to avoid it? When to pack the soap? So yes, if your soap is becoming soft at times, so can be of couple of reasons. I'll take those reasons with you. So the first reason can be that you are adding some oil to it, like coconut oil, olive oil, almond oil, any kind of oil you are adding to it. So if you add these oils to your soap, yes, it will soften the soap. And apart from that, the second thing can be once the fragrance you are using, if it is mixed with the oil or essential oil you are using is mixed with a carrier oil like coconut oil, soya bean oil or any other oil. So yes, indirectly you are adding oil in the base and that will soften the soap. Another possible reason can be like you have added too much acidic thing into it, like if you add like 5% or 7% essential oil, pure essential oil in the base, so the pH of the base will go down. So if the pH of the base goes down, definitely it will soften the soap as well. So Birdie Me is asking like, I'm just reading here, Birdie Me is asking like regarding shampoo bar basis questions will be taken. Yes, I will take questions, but let me just go through this first, the list I have, and then I can ask people to ask the questions here. So the next question is, why my soap doesn't get bubble much? This is from the 3K, the House of Luxury. So yes, again the same reason, oil, if your soap is, you are adding oil to the soap, or your fragrance or essential oil is mixed with the carrier oil and that is being added to the soap indirectly as well, even if you don't know. So that can be one of the reasons that you are not getting much bubbles on washing of soap. So next question will be from I dream of unicorns. My soap sweats lot, especially activated charcoal, but it didn't sweat in Multani. Why is it so? So she wants to say that the Multani Mitti soap is is not sweating, and the charcoal soap is actually sweating. Yes, it can be possible within the same base. The reason is that the charcoal has a property to attract moisture from atmosphere. So that is why it does sweat more as compared to the other Multani Mitti soap. Then some advice, this Rupali is asking question, some advice for sweating on soap. So see, you should follow couple of practices to avoid sweating of soaps, because this is generally a very common problem which soap makers face during the rainy season. See, if you are purchasing a base with a lower TFM, like TFM is fatty matter in the base, so it will have to compensate 100%, it will have some sort of filler in it, maybe glycerin, sorbitol or anything else. So all these fillers will add up to the sweating of the base. So a low TFM product will always sweat more as compared to a high TFM product. So that is why you should always ask your supplier about the TFM of the product, and I would advise you to buy a TFM product with more than 40% TFM, so that the sweating is decreased. Sulfate free bases, yes, they do sweat more because of the kind of surfactants we use in our sulfate free bases. Yes, they do sweat more than the regular bases, but if you take our regular bases, they will not sweat as much as you find the bases which are there in the market of lower TFM, which do sweat during the rainy season, and that is a very common problem. Then again, one more thing you should do is, again, you should avoid oils for so that the soap should not sweat, like coconut, olive oil, or those oils. You should avoid those. Then you should always ask the supplier about the glycerin and the sorbitol content, the percentage of glycerin and sorbitol content, sorbitol percentage which is present in the base. The higher the glycerin and sorbitol in the base, the more it will sweat. What happens if we over melt the base? So sometimes when you over melt the base, like you overheat it actually, so the soap might start smelling a bit, some soapy smell will come into the base, and apart from that there will be a lot of bubble formation on the top surface when you will pour the soap into molds. You will find that the soap, like when you're pouring the soap into the mold, you will find that there is a lot of bubble formation which is coming on the top, and again if the moisture gets too much evaporated, then it will lead to a loss in transparency of the product as well. So next question is from Muskan. What to do when a soap gets moisture? So just wipe the moisture with the cloth. Use a normal cloth, maybe a a towel or something, microfiber cloth, to wipe the moisture and pack it in a shrink packet poly pouch or something, so that its contact with the atmosphere is not there anymore. So that you should generally take care of. So next question is from Hetal. How to use herbs, clays and essential oils in melt and pour soaps? Yes, you can. I'll tell you the period, how to use it. And the second question from her is like, what is the curation period? So see, there is no curation period as such for once you add these herbs and clays and essential oils in melt and pour soap bases. So but yes, there is always a way to add these essential oils and clays and herbs. Essential oils can be added directly, not a problem, you can add them directly. And herbal powders which are mixed in water, which can be mixed in water, they have to be made a paste and then added into the base. Otherwise you can add it directly, herbal powders, to the base as well. In case of clays, you should always make a paste of a clay with glycerin or water, and then you add that clay into the base. This is the best way to add a clay. Mix it, make a thick paste with glycerin or water, and then add that clay into the base. Then the soap suds are asking that due to oils, soap color gets changed after few days. White and vanilla to fragrance oil gets brown. So the question is that once she adds the vanilla fragrance oil to the soap base changes colors from white to brown. So yes, it will happen. So especially in the case of vanilla, because you need to add a vanilla stabilizer to it so that this browning effect can be reduced. I will not say that it will not happen, it will still happen, but yes, it can be avoided by using a vanilla stabilizer. So next question is from Avni Reddy. So when I make melt and pour soaps, they lather very little, any tips? So Avni, you must be adding oils to it. I am pretty much sure you must be adding either directly or some coconut, olive or some other oil to the base, or your fragrance oil might be mixed with, or essential oil might be mixed with oil. That is the only reason that you are not getting any lather while from the soaps you are making. So Ramya has asked the same question which I have discussed earlier, that how to stop sweating. So Ramya, you can, of course, you must have got your answer till now. And another question is like, which essential oils or fragrance oils which is better option to use? So yes, essential oils are always natural, and if you want to make certain like totally natural soaps or something, you can go with essential oils, but make sure that they are not mixed with any carrier oils. And fragrance oils are all some of the fragrance oils are very nice smell. So if you're willing to use something synthetic in your product, yes, you can go with the fragrance oil as well. So next question is from Pooja, like, while making small batch, I mean just one soap, 100 gram, how much essential oil should we add? So you can add almost 1 to 2% of essential oil, like in a 100 gram soap, 1 to 2 grams of this essential oil. It's a good dosage, and I think that's what I'll recommend you to. आप कितना डालो और इसको देख के बनाइए. So now I'll take some questions which have popped out here. So Harman Kohli is asking that, can we make clay mixture in alcohol instead of water or glycerin before adding to the soap base? I think you can try. I think should not be a problem because alcohol will in any case will evaporate. So yes, you can try adding clay mixture in alcohol instead of water or glycerin, and then you can add that in base as well. You can try. I think it's a very good thing. You can try it. Maybe yes, it will work. Again, Smriti Jain has asked the same question. I have answered already. So yeah, how many drops in 1 to 2%? 1 to 2% of what? 1 to 2% of 100 grams or 1 kg of how much? Drops don't calculate like that. I'll tell you one simple thing. 5 drops is 1 ml approximately. So take that thing कि 5 ड्रॉप में 1 ml बनता है. आप उस हिसाब से इसको डालिए एंड देन उस हिसाब से आप अपनी कैलकुलेशन करके डालिए. जैसे कि अगर आपने सपोज करो 100 ग्राम बनाना है तो उसमें 2 ग्राम डालना है तो आप 10 ड्रॉप्स डालिए. अगर आपने सपोज करिए आपने 1 किलो बनाना है उसके अंदर आप 20 ड्रॉप्स डालिए. इस तरीके से आप कैलकुलेशन करिए. सॉरी 200 ड्रॉप्स डालिए. मैं गलत बोल गया उस चीज़ को. सो व्हाट इज़ द डिफरेंस? Midar Naturals is asking me what is the difference in ingredients between cold processed facial bar and body bars. Cold processed facial, I need some more details on what you are talking for cold processed facial and body bars. I have to check that. आप थोड़ा सा उसमें डिस्क्राइब करो मुझे तो मैं आपको बता पाऊँगा. How to avoid wrinkles on soap surface after spraying isopropyl alcohol while putting in the mold. See, I think wrinkles generally don't come, so it might be related कि आप थोड़ा सा उसको गर्म ठीक नहीं कर रहे हो, इधर कम कर रहे हो या ज़्यादा कर रहे हो. आप दोनों चीज़ों में से एक कर रहे हो. You need to see, and that is why you are getting those wrinkles in on top. So just try with the temperature. आप थोड़ा सा adjust करके देखो. I think Priya, your problem will get solved in this. So another question is coming from Indian Nail Art Junkie. Charcoal base from your soap hardens very quickly before pouring in mold, but opaque, extra clear are perfect. What's the reason? So you must be purchasing extra clear and high glycerin opaque soap base. So they have a slightly lower TFM as compared to charcoal soap base. So that is why you are finding it more easier to work with rather than charcoal soap base. So in order to avoid the hardening of charcoal soap base, आप इसको थोड़ा सा हीट ज़्यादा करो. आप कम हीट कर रहे हो एंड ऐड 2 to 3% ऑफ वाटर ऑफ वॉट यू आर व्हेन यू आर मेल्टिंग द बेस. सपोज आप 1 किलो मेल्ट कर रहे हो तो 20 से 30 ग्राम आप पानी डालो उसके अंदर एंड देन यू मेल्ट द बेस, ताकि जो वाटर लॉस हुआ है इवेपोरेशन के टाइम पे वो आपका कंपनसेट हो जाए. तो आपका बेटर प्रोडक्ट निकलेगा. आपका इशू नहीं आएगा आपको इतना हार्डनिंग का उसके अंदर. So can I mix herbal powders with aloe vera gel and mix in soap base? Yes, good option again. Aloe vera gel, aloe vera distillate. You can mix your herbal powders anywhere, like in any of the those two products, and add it in the base. It's a very good suggestion. It's by Sush 1127. So do we require to take the license for starting business? Yes ma'am, if you are doing it commercially, yes you require a license, and we have a YouTube video which describes all these things, like basically, and and we have a YouTube video which can, so definitely you can look at those YouTube videos. Suggest an opaque base to make soaps that last longer as aloe vera base. See, there is no recipe as such to last longer. I think opaque and aloe vera base composition is not much difference. The only difference is about that the aloe vera and the titanium dioxide which is being added in the opaque soap base. So there is no way by which you can increase the make it last longer. So I don't know, maybe right now I don't have an answer for this question. So herbs and powders, if soap settle at bottom when soap is ready, what is the solution? So Herman, the solution is that you can use our suspending soap base. It will suspend some herbal powders within the soap. It will not like walnut powder or orange peel powder. So it will suspend that powders within the soap and not settle it down. So you can try that suspending soap base which we have on Soapy Twist for your application. So another question is substitute for cling wrap please. So you can go with right now I think the best solution for melt and pour is cling wrap. Otherwise there is some I'll maybe you can just drop a mail. I can find out a solution for instead of a cling wrap, what else can you use. Another question is how to work with mica colors. See, mica colors can be added directly into the soap, should not be a problem. You can just either you can mix them in glycerin as well, or you can add them directly into the soap as well. So Prerna is asking that can sodium lactate be used in MNP soaps like cold process soaps for hardening? No, sodium lactate will not serve any purpose, Prerna, in melt and pour soaps. It will not harden the soap. Otherwise, it will further ruin the soap actually. And in fact, even in cold process, I don't recommend addition of sodium lactate. So I don't know why you are adding, if you are adding it in cold process. So it's something that I think the free oil is getting left either in both melt and pour as well as in cold process soaps you are making. That is why your soaps are not getting hardened. You are adding too much oils to it. So that is why it is not getting hardened. So what is the TFM of your bases? So the TFM of our bases is around more than 40%, and so apart from two bases, one is suspending soap base that has a lower TFM around 34-35%, and then extra clear and high glycerin are the two variants which have a lower TFM around 34-35%. Apart from that, all our bases, even sulfate free bases, they have 40% TFM, more than 40% TFM. That is the highest you will find in world anywhere. 40% TFM products are highest in melt and pours. You cannot find it. So next question is normal or distilled. I think you are asking about the water. So yes, you can add either of the two. You can add, I think distilled is obviously I prefer, or you can add RO water as well in this. So can we mix essential oil and fragrance oil? Yes, you can try that, not a problem. You can mix essential oil and fragrance oils together, and you can get a new kind of feel as well. So how to check the pH of melt and pour soaps? So pH can be checked by say using pH strips. pH strips you can purchase either from Amazon or from any scientific lab. So that can be used for checking the pH of the soaps. That is the best way you can do it at home actually. How soon I shrink wrap the soap? See, once the soap is fully hardened, so I think that's the best time to shrink wrap the soap. You should not delay it further, especially during the rainy seasons. So how to increase the shelf life naturally of handmade soap, both cold and hot process? See, right, I think shelf life generally, if you make a soap with just with a fragrance or something, it's around 2 years. But once you start adding those herbal things to it, herbal purees or herbal powders and or something like that, so yes, the shelf life generally goes down with that. So you can increase the shelf life by avoiding those things in your soap bases. So another thing I would like to cover here is about like why the soap bases, our soap bases are expensive if you compare it with the market soap bases as well. So the reason is very simple. It's like the TFM of the product. We have more than 40% TFM product and in the base, and even if like you want to cover this, want to know why we are expensive, we have videos on YouTube which we can look at. We have a 5 series video where I am describing myself like what is the reason that why we are expensive as compared to the market, the kind of ingredients we use all those cosmetic and pharma grade products in our soap bases. So that is why we are expensive. 30% I think minimum we should be expensive as compared to the market soap bases. So which institutions do testing for melt and pour soap? So if you are in Delhi, you can, I would recommend one named as Alita International. You can search online and you can talk to them regarding any kind of testing on soaps. You can give the reference of Soapy Twist as well. So yes, they will help you in every possible way. So herbs and powders colors changes after adding to the base. So yes ma'am, yes, it will change Avni after addition, because every herbal powder has its own color and it will change the base color after a certain time. For Swirl soap, which is the best base? So we started with Swirl soap base initially, but now we are not doing it any further because people find it a lot difficult to make soaps out of that Swirl soap base, and they used to say that this base is not working, it's hardening up, it's very thick, we are not able to process it, make a soap out of it. So we have actually stopped selling swirling soap base. So instead of that, we have started with ready swirl soaps. So if you want to buy ready swirl soaps, you can contact us, you can drop us an email. We have bulk buy offers on that swirling soaps, so you can order those swirling soaps online as well, put for trial, for gifting, or you can buy in bulk and pack it in your name and sell it as well. So which is a better, charcoal soap base or adding activated charcoal to glycerin soap? Not clear. Vidya, please explain more. Where can I see recipe for making soap bases? So you can see the recipes on the YouTube. We have a channel on YouTube by the name of Soapy Twist. You can subscribe that and you can have a lot of information over there. I think some information is there on Insta as well, but yes, you can find a lot of information on YouTube as well. So best bases to make again swirls. Question is on the swirl. I am not answering that now. Can we use SCI in melt and pour soaps for making more foamy leather? Yes, you can use SCI, but it is very hard to dissolve SCI in melt and pour soaps. So you will find it a lot difficult to dissolve SCI, and once you dissolve that SCI in especially in transparent soap, there will be chances that the soap might become opaque as well. But yes, it will increase foam. So if you are fine with all those two things, you can use SCI to increase and get more foamy lather. In fact, our sulfate free bases do contain SCI as well. So we have already added in the sulfate free products. So I think I will sum up because the time is coming up. So I'll just finish this thing. I'll thank you all for joining in here. And I look forward, if anyone has left with any queries, maybe you can drop us a mail on info@soapytwist.com and we can reply you from there. So thanks and keep soaping, and namaste.